So there's a phenomenon I've been sort of noticing for a while now, and I thought about it like off and on, and today I remembered it again. It's the idea I like to call it lesbian jail. Um, so I noticed it because I mentioned to somebody that I saw somebody was attractive. And then they reply to me, "Oh my god, that's horrible. They're a lesbian." I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?" That doesn't stop them from being like an attractive person. It's just like they're they're a beautiful person. Who gives a fuck? I don't like it's like if I notice that they're like just a normal person, it doesn't have to be anything like that. Like they're like I see beautiful people like everywhere I go, and nothing happens of it. It's a natural occurrence for somebody to be a beautiful looking person. You don't have to fucking lie about it. But there's this I thought about like, yo, why is it weird to see somebody being beautiful, being attracted to them, and then like they're a lesbian now? Like now it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you gotta stop. You can't think that anymore. It's like, yo, what? Imagine like to me it's the same thing that conservatives do when they say like when they find out somebody's gay and they're like oh yeah, it's fine that you're gay, just don't be attracted to me. It's like that's retarded, right? That's like something a retard would say. The to me it's not just like not it's not just conservatism that's the problem. It's the thought process. It's the same framework. And when you have an idea of like, oh yeah, by the way, somebody's a lesbian, avert your eyes, just look at them like they're a pile of mashed potatoes. It's like, yo, the fuck? No, they're them being a lesbian doesn't stop them from being beautiful. That's retarded. Um, I have a bunch of friends who are females who like I know that they're attractive. I'm not retarded. Like I can tell that they're beautiful people. And also like some people are burn victims. Like it's not a great occurrence to happen, but it's a occurrence that does happen. Like you can't say that like I'm not gonna tell somebody who's been horribly like destroyed that they're messed up or whatever. But like I'm also not gonna deny if somebody has attained attributes that most people would find attractive, that I would find attractive. I'd say that they're a beautiful person. There's guys that I'm attracted to. It's like, who gives a fuck? They don't have to like me back. Who gives a shit? But there's also this idea of like, oh, they're a lesbian. You can't question their lesbianism. It's like you can question somebody's sexuality. Like you can like I question guys' sexualities like all the time. Like if you wonder, somebody cracks gay jokes every fucking second. They're always touching dudes or whatever. Like it's not wrong to question if they could possibly be attracted to other men. If they're attracted, there's nothing wrong with being gay. But like the idea of it's fine to question somebody's legitimacy of their straightness if they're a guy because of the patriarchy and shit. Like I believe in the patriarchy, right? So I'm going under that framework. But then you ignore the idea of the patriarchy when a woman does the same thing. Like imagine like there's a girl who's a lesbian, right? But all the anime books that they have like hot guys in them. You wouldn't question for a second that like maybe they're into guys, but the circumstances that surround them make it kind of uncomfortable or dangerous to engage with men in that way, right? I acknowledge the struggle that like the average woman goes through, right? But like when I word it that way, like people are like fucking confused for some reason. That under the patriarchy, right? That if you believe in the patriarchy, that that an interaction with a male, like two men having an interaction of either mutual or one-sided attraction is not 100% is not 100% safe because of the area of misunderstanding of like, oh my god, you're like attracted to me, so what are you gonna do, bro? Pin me down? You're gonna pin me down, bro? It's gonna happen like that? Like, it's dumb. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb when you hate on gay people like that, and it's dumb when you hate on retarded straight people. It's dumb when you hate on straight people for being attracted to a woman, even if that woman isn't straight. Like, this fucking thought crime. It's like, it's like, oh yeah, being attracted to a lesbian, that's like wanting to blow up the White House. That's like, if you're a straight man attracted to a lesbian, that's like wanting to destroy an entire preschool with a bulldozer. It's like, no, that's dumb. You're a dumb person and you should be banned from talking. And there's this other idea I had, like there's people who are transgender and they think that they can't truly be the identity that they have unless they mutilate the fuck out of their body. I think people should be able to do what they want, right? But like, can we not examine the thought process of oh, I might be fucking myself up because like I'd give too much of a shit what other people think. And it goes deeper than that. I might be fucking myself up because I care too much about what I think of myself. People can we recognize like transgender people being transphobic towards themselves before they start transitioning. But we don't. But like, I feel like it's a little bit more on the hush down, like afterwards. Like, if it's like, okay, I'm not good enough as a woman unless I like do surgery to my face or whatever, right? Or somebody's like, oh, I gotta have like these like skin grafts and stuff like yanked out of me, and I gotta get vaginoplasty or else I'm not a real woman and all that shit. Like, does the transphobia like stop? Like when they transition is like, okay, no, it's cool. Any thought process you have about yourself is totally valid, and if you do irreparable damage to your body, like we're all supposed to clap. Things can go wrong. I'm not saying that people shouldn't, but like why does the internal observation stop after like the identity is solidified? That to me is what's strange. And also like there's transgender men, there's like a weird fucking transphobia against them. If there's any like transgender guys or whatever watching this, I want to know what your experience is. But there's somebody goes from being like an idealized female, right? They look one way, they have wide hips, they have the flowing blonde hair and all that shit. If they start to want to become a man, the encouragement is not very uproarious. Whereas like if in the trans community, somebody who's formerly a male, they start like doing face surgery on their face. They start wearing more feminine clothes, all that stuff. They start getting breasts from taking testosterone and stuff. Everybody will put down what they're doing and be like, oh my god, yeah, you like totally found yourself. You're like beautiful now. Oh my god, you're stunning. The reaction there is like, I've seen it so many times with like transgender people that I've hung out with, that like the reaction the reaction is like, oh my god, fantasy, yes honey, yeah, you gotta get a dog named Pickles, you gotta wear pink everywhere you go. It's like they're like, it's like they're trying, like they're vicariously living out the fantasy of somebody. Like, why isn't that like, why isn't like, but when somebody goes from, like I said, they're, you know, stereotypically female, but they want to be a man, and then they do that, the clapping dies down. Am I seeing shit? Am I retarded for like noticing this? Am I wrong? Am I an idiot? Should I have a brick thrown at my face yet? Like, there's a level of like to me it's kind of like dehumanizing to people to be like, you know, it's like, to me it's this. It's like, I don't give a fuck what you're going through. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you don't validate my internalized fantasy and shit, if you aren't playing the woman world game and being a woman and being a Yaz queen woman, like your existence has no use to me. Like, it's fucking weird to me. I don't know, like when I hear somebody transition or whatever, to me it's like it's the same reply. It's like I like people like actualizing themselves, whether that's like they want to become a man or a woman or a vampire, or they want to become an astronaut, or they want to become a librarian or whatever. Like, I like the idea of somebody taking who they are to the natural end point and embracing that. There's something I believe in called elemental signature. I'll make another video on that, but that's something I'm really fascinated about. I love learning about people. I love the fact that somebody could be different than me. But when people like have this shit where they like, when they see somebody live out their fantasy, or they see their fantasy be validated, and not every fantasy is the same, right? A fantasy can also be real. You can have a real life fantasy, right? But to me, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of dumb, and it's kind of like untrustworthy to me when I see somebody do that shit. When they're like, yeah, shout out to my transgender girls out there, and then not give a fuck about the transgender guys as well. Like, I've known transgender guys, and I like the struggle is different, right? And arguably it is more dangerous to be a transgender female in most circumstances, but the fucking stepping over people shit is like, I don't fucking respect that. If you're gonna like have that all out, like, you know, like valuing like transitioning and all that shit, you have to do it both ways. And also, what the fuck is this, like, what the fuck is the whole like being like, now that you're transgender, you need to be fucking sexist towards women shit? Like don't act like that's not a fucking thing. Like the whole like, okay, I've transitioned now, Yas queen. Aren't women so dumb? It's like, that doesn't bother you? That doesn't bother you that like you get to call a woman fucking dumb just because she goes through different shit than you? Like, I don't know, like, and it's like, oh, it's just a joke, you guys. Is it really a joke if you say it a million fucking times? Do they know it's a joke? All this shit about like, so if you say the word tranny, right? It's messed up to say that. It's mean, right? It's like, okay, everybody get up in arms. We have to talk about this. But then somebody's like, it's like, haha, women, am I right? Lamau. It's like, I don't know. Are you? What the fuck are you talking about? Like if you value the safety of women like so much, like don't fucking bullshit around. Like the average woman is nonchalantly treated like a fucking retard at every corner of her life, and then you get to be like, women dumb, lol, like, and they like, you like, women there's women born with vaginas, ovaries, blah 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 blah, but then they have wide shoulders. So, like, when somebody calls them man shoulders, is everybody supposed to fucking laugh? But then when somebody calls you man shoulders, just because you deal with a different struggle, like, oh, that gets, like, your problems get taken seriously because you're going to war and shit. But, like, when every day, if somebody's a woman and, like, their identity hangs in the balance of what everybody else fucking thinks, like, you don't give a fuck about that? I don't know. That's just like fucking retarded to me. But yeah, the like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure your grandma watches this video. She's gonna love it.